So it's going to be a very short, crisp video, point shooter style in terms of covering up the technical analysis of all the listed pairs for Indian packaging listed companies. We did that analysis in 2020, this 2022, pardon me, in December, and we'll take that conversation forward. And I will share with you my view, my trades, which what I'm doing in this particular sector, and what is my view on that. And as I said, packaging is industry is a kind of a proxy for India growth story, whichever sector you're doing. So I want to, make sure if you have a positive view on the India market, then this is a sector proxy you should look at it. Now, every video you want to learn something, and I'm as we are doing the analysis, I'll show you how to create your own index. Okay, if you are interested to learn that, type yes in the comment box below. Let's get started on this. All right, so let's start. If you want to join my private Telegram group, you can join sbhatia.co/telegram, because then it's much easier for me to connect, because otherwise creating this video is a lot of effort. And please hit the notification bell, like the video, subscribe the channel so that you get notified in the future videos. And let's get started with our topic, which is the packaging industry. Now, what I have done is this is so for packaging industry as a whole, there are four of the key players, right? Time Technoplast, Mold-Tek Packaging, TCL Packaging, and EPL industry. Okay, and all of them I have a positive view, and I have a holdings on some of the stocks. Mold-Tek Packaging I have talked about in the channel quite some time, and I'm very bullish about that. Time Technoplast, I've just started building the position. Again, please do your due diligence. I have taken their positions on that, and I just want to share with you something different view, no recommendation. But let's look at it what we discussed first in the channel, right? And you can go back. Is technical analysis useful for long term investment? With example, this was in December 22, and I talked about the packaging industry in detail at that point in time. So you can go and have a, listen to this video. Probably it might help you as well. So I just wanted to share that with you quickly. Now, the overall, as you can see, time technopast. All right, I have started looking at this because there was a quite a bit of volume build up, as well as the stock price went up drastically from this low. Obviously, 62% up with good volume footprint. So that means something's changing. But that's not the basis of it. You can make the position. And at this point, when I start with the technical and fundamental blending of that. So I start with the technical position and then build my understanding of the company's sector, and then based on that, I keep build on my position for medium to long term basis. But I'm not a proponent of doing the fundamental analysis first and then taking the position, because I think that doesn't suit well. And there's no right and wrong in the whole process. For me, that works, and I love to continue doing that, because for me, fundamental investment requires a lot of effort, and I can't be doing that for all the stocks. I want to make sure when I take a position, the stock price is moving in direction which I want to, and generally I'm a only long only investor, and based on that I kind of build my conviction after doing a lot of readings about the industry, sector, company, what are the tailwinds, what's happening, and on so and so forth. Okay, so now, as I said, this is a packaging industry, and I'm bullish overall. And but when you look at this particular company overall, and you start with the monthly time frame, and you will see the 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 company itself has been a laggard. Okay, and if you look at it, this was its stage two. If you know the stage analysis, basically nothing happening. Then there was a stage three, and then it went into stage four, and now it's going back in the process of again stage two. All right, and I call it still stage two because that way it is easier. And let me remove all the drawings and indicators so that's easier, and put back the volume and go back to my monthly chart. Okay, now with this volume build up, and you can see again from the perspective of the time techno past, is let's look at some of the fundamental details of this company. Okay, some of the financials. By the way, in TradingView, you got financials as well, which is great. So you can quickly look into it. What they do, they are into manufacturing of products of industrial packaging, technical products, material handling, and so on and so forth. So which is good. Which is they founded in 1989 in Mumbai, and they have been showing the revenue growth, which is good, and total revenue, and they have a gross profit, and the margins, net income is very low, and that's also reflective on their price. And because the plastic requires um, the few the main component as a component is petroleum product, so that probably could be a cost aspect of it. And also in terms of the growth, the plastic product, if there's an industrial activity picked up, so their products will be used. That's why I said it's a proxy of it. So petroleum prices also impacts their earnings. So let's look at it, their earning growth revenue. So I think with um, oil pricing stabilizing, this company might have tailwind, and also the industrial production picking up. And let's look at it from all time frames, from 1 year, year to date, and if I make it big so that much easier for you to see, from all time frames, it is doing very well. In terms of last year to date, it's gone up 44%, okay, and 17% from last 1 year, and 3 months it got 60% return, which I showed you just now. And that's the story of the company. If you want to look at it, what company is making, I'll quickly show you. Again, this is not about only Time Technoplast, but because I have already shared about my view on Mold-Tek packaging, I thought I'll just spend some time. Let's look at what the company website says. So these are some of the products. So they have this kind of technical fabrics, and also some industrial packaging cylinders, which is, by the way, gas cylinders are coming in the plastic, so they're kind of making that as well. And then some lifestyle products which you buy as a home, and the material handling, like, and all other products. So just to get you gist of it, where all they have the locations globally. So it's a global company, and you can read through some of the details here on their website. Okay. Now, coming back to our, what you can do is you can look at it, what's the chart pattern looks like for all the players in the industry. Okay, that's the first step one. I'll go and look at it. I know it's getting positive, so it's on the monthly chart. We can see higher high formation, big volume as well, which is great. All right. Now, if I look at it, Mold-Tek packaging, which is definitely by far one of the best company in this sector, and I've shared my view earlier as well. This is for me, as part of Peaceful Weekend Investing, it's a long-term portfolio hold, and and that's my position. Clear disclaimer. And TCPL packaging, again, this has gone up significantly and now going on sideways. So this is also positive. EPL, again, this company is almost similar. If you look at it, I use a lot of alerts and automation in this process, though I don't have any position. But again, it I do all those kind of. If you want to know more about how I use automation and all of that, you can join my world, and I take a lot of classes around that, very specifically how I benefited from the automation aspects as well. So what you can do is, if you want to know overall trend of this sector, right? Now that we know this sector overall is doing well, there were two companies which are laggards. They're also catching up, and two companies which are TCPL packaging and Thai and the Moltec packaging are kind of leaders in from the price action point of view. And I'm 100% sure, if you look at the pricing, if you look at the EPS growth, you will find that it reflects the growth of the company from the price perspective. A company can go in the sideways because sometimes you get re-rated, and then because of the future growth, and then the price goes into sideways aspect of it. So that is a analysis there. Now, how do you look at it overall, the industry? So I've made a custom index. Okay, now, what you can do is, in TradingView, if you're not having a TradingView, create a free account, and I'll leave the link below so you can use that for creating an account. So you can simply go in here and try and add, like for example, I'm going to add all of them, NEC colon EPL, which is my first company. That's not what you do. So you go in here, EPL, then you go time. Now, what I'm doing, showing you is how to basically create your own custom index. So I want to make custom index of all the companies which are into plastic ones. So I add that Technopass. And what is the other one? I will use that. Let's move this aside. And oops, sorry. Let me make it small. I'll start over again. EPL plus time Technoplast. Great. I add TCPL packaging. Okay, great. I add the what is left? Mold-Tek packaging. Okay, that's great. Mold-Tek packaging. I will take the NSC one. Can I see where is the NSC one? Yeah, there we go. So once I do that, I add plus symbol in between. So you can use that plus symbol in between and press enter. What you are seeing is voila the chart of all the four companies combined together. Okay, how beautiful is that? Now what we can do is we can just make a line chart here, and this is a monthly chart what we're doing analysis. My purpose is not for any buy and sell recommendation. I'm just sharing with you what does it look like. Look at this company. So if you would have invested in this company, now what I will do is just to give you a perspective here, let me add. So once you do that, you can add this into watch list. So I add this to into my watch list so that I have that. So I've added this in my watch list. Okay, I'll delete this. So I'll have this as my watch list. Okay, so this is the company. Now I will want to compare this with what's happening with the time Technoplast, right? So I have this company, and I will say time Technoplus, add this same scale, okay, and I will say add EPL, add TCPL, and add Mold-Tek packaging. So what I've done is I'm comparing now. I'm comparing this, all the four against this and see what's going on. So what you see in front of you, let me remove the volume as well because we don't need that. Okay, so it basically adding in the same scale. Once you do that from 2018, you will see, and the different colors are representing here. The I will also show the symbol so you can see that. So you have different symbols here, different colors, so you can see the purple color is Mold-Tek packaging, and which has gone up to 24% from 2018. Okay, this price. And you have 119% up for TCPL packaging, which has actually been laggard and suddenly become an outperformer. There must have something changed specifically for this company. Then you're looking at Time Technopass, which has been completely laggard from there, which is minus 30%. Please see my scale on the right hand side so you get a better perspective. Sorry, I think you can't see that. Yeah. So once you see that that this is 30%, so this is a scale on the right hand side with color, a specific color for the line and the company, what percentage is gone up from there. So if I take the chart for let's say start of 2022, okay, which is kind of January, right? Now you get a different perspective here. So I'm comparing now these line charts are for all the companies, and the one which is specifically you can see here this blue one, right, is for combined all of that. So this is our, in India we call it Lakshman Rekha line, which is anything above that is outperformance, anything below that is underperformance, right? Clearly and clearly, TCPL packaging has been a outperformer from there because it, from the combined part of it, the maximum weightage was 165%, which is up from 2022. That's humongous growth. What is interesting and eye-catching here is all of them are in positive territory. And what is you have to also look at is time technopast, which is catching up fast, 53%. And that's where my caught my attention that I should share with you. There is something changing in time technopast, which you should look at it because now it's trying to do a catch-up game. And the one which is Mold-Tek packaging will be a kind of an industry leader, I think, in my opinion, in this space. So you and they might be, catering to different industry because it's quite broad as a whole. So it's very hard to paint specifically all the companies together because they are in packaging, but they might have their different forte because multi packaging is into pharmacy. They have their own in-house inject molding thing, which is kind of an made in India kind of an initiative, and also they have just forayed into FMCG. They are into very niche segment, and they are also market lead in that space. So we can cover that in fundamental analysis in some other video. But I hope you got the perspective here what I'm trying to share. So this is something you can keep a watch on, okay, and see and study about the sector, what's exactly changing, what are the growth. But overall, all the companies in this are in the positive territory. And if I look at a start of 2023, which is this one, as you scroll in, you'll get to know. Look at that. 53% is time technoplast. You see the orange line, which is what it is. So I hope you got this analysis, which is very simple. How to create your index, compare them together, so that you get a better picture about which company is outperforming versus others in the same sector. But this is not the only way. I'm just sharing with you my view, how I look at it, how things, and as part of the nuggets in terms of it. But there are many other facets before I take a decision to add positions in the company. Technically, you can take it and exit it. I don't play that kind of you know kind of that is also a one way of making money out of stock market as platform. But my perspective will be all my trades should be hero trade, and it has to be multi-year trades, or at least give me multi-fold percentage. It is multi-year with investment making the gains which are way better than risk which I am taking in investing in stocks. So I hope it was useful. If you found the video useful, I would appreciate that you can subscribe, hit the notification bell, and also share with your friends and family so they can benefit it for it. As well as the YouTube video, also love this kind of as part of the algorithm, so we can have more subscribers to our channel, so that they all can benefit from this learning. Thank you so much for this, and I'll meet you in the next video. Bye bye.